Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Melissa and I do true crime online channels. You will see me here on Mondays, Wednesdays, Friday, and Sunday, and I just talk about true crime. I'm sorry about my luck today. My daughter starts first grade tomorrow, so I just been really I haven't been myself. I'm very scared and nervous for the school year, and so I was not gonna upload, but I was like, you know what, let me upload today just to get out my mind. I have everything ready for her, but I'm still nervous, and yeah. So if you're a mom and you know what I'm talking about, I let me know in the comments below. But I'm just so nervous. This school year for me, it's not gonna be like every other school year, but it is what it is. So today we're gonna be talking about the oldest soft cold cases that was solved. This one was really hard for me to research because it's so old. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started and let's see what we're gonna be talking about today. So I will be getting a new phone, guys. So I am gonna get the iPhone 13. I'm supposed to get it this week. Well, not this week, but like when my parents come back. They're out of town. And my mom is gonna give me the iPhone 13. I just don't know what color to get. I was gonna get it in purple, but I noticed that they don't have it in purple. Something about getting it in pink. I will not get it in green, y'all. Not happening. I'm sorry, not going to happen. My dad has it in green, and I don't like the color. I will get pink. I may even do red or like the blue or the sky blue, but green is out of the option. But I just wanted to throw it out there that I will be welcoming myself to the iPhone family. I haven't. This one right now is a Galaxy A20. But I will be welcoming myself to the iPhone 13, the iPhone family. Yeah, so yeah, I'm excited about that. If what is that website? Oh my god, what is that website? I can't even remember the name of the website, but it's that website that is very popular that a lot of other true crimers talk about. If you see this, let me know. I would love to see your cases. I would love to partner with you and talk about your cases because I have to have cases on my phone. It's not that I take care of my phone. I just have to have cases on my phone. Testify. If you see this video, leave me a comment in the message. Leave me a comment on my video and we could talk about partnering with each other. Let's go with this case. So, Gerald Mason is a rapist and killer self-reformers. He got away with it, but only for 46 years. So, Mark for Life is one of just a handful of forensic file episodes involving a respected, retired, hardboarding, horrible seeker from his own accident history. Howard Elkins, for example, a long-married former factory owner, committed suicide day after police showed up at his house in 1989, bearing evidence that he killed his pregnant girlfriend in 1967. The block back Gerald Mason, the subject of the week post, caused an even greater tragedy and escalated the law for longer. During one night in 1957, he terrorized and robbed 4 teenagers, sexually assaulted one of them, and 2 police officers to death. Investigators didn't identify and track him down until 2003. But instead of taking his own life, he admitted to his crimes and went to prison. In cases like Mason, in which most of those individuals have either died or stopped talking to the media, I like to look into the reactions of the friends and neighbors had upon first learning about the past of the one upright seeming man who lived peacefully among them. Happy Days also searched for more information about what Mason did between the time he vanished into prestige life and the day the law exposed him as a rapist and double murder. So let's get into the recap of Mark for Life, along with extra information for internet research. The episode started out with the black and white footage of Eastern Howard era police cars beachgoers in swimsuits that didn't require Brazilian waxing, and several scenes from Leave It to Beaver. It set the stage for what forensic files call a simpler, more innocent time, although it was probably pretty much life today except the ugly things beneath the surface. Faithful foursome at his forced proceeds weren't already going above and beyond with the great reader clips. They found the interview one of the teenager victims, Robert E. Dewar, and Manuel into his ARP years by the time the episode first aired in 2005. On 1 July 22, 1957, he and his buddy and their dates were parked a Lover Lane on Vincent Nace Avenue and Horn near El Segundo, California, where Robert rolled down a window and a man pointing a firearm at him suddenly appeared. The gunman took their money and jewelry and made all of them undress, bombed them, raped one of the girls inside the car, and then stole their 1959 Ford Sedan. Parting shot about an hour and a half later. Two police officers who had no idea that Mason had committed violent felonies earlier that night stopped him for going through a red light on West Current Avenue and Sepulveda Boulevard and appeared to give him a ticket. Mason should have just taken the sums and gun on his way. Instead, he pulled out his gun and shot the officer 3 times each. Richard Phillips, 28, radioed from an ambulance, but he died before it got there, as did partner Milton Curtis, 25. Evidence at the scene suggested that Phillips, unknown for his marksmanship, had shot the attacker once before he fled. But the mystery man had vanished after ditching the stolen vehicle. Police found shirts belonging to the female victim inside the car. Random finds Robert Durr described the assailtant as a soft-spoken and indicated with the southern accent. Charlie Potter, a police officer who had driven past the scene where Phillips and Curtis had just stopped General Mason, described him as about 6 feet tall, having short and appearing organ. Apparently, law officers can spot that from a distance. According to 48-hour episode, The Ghost of El Segundo. Investigators lifted a thumbprint from the stolen car's steering wheel, but found no matches in the files. Process on that case stalled. 3 years later, Manhattan Beach owner Doug Turley turned over 2 watches and a .22 caliber handgun he found while digging up weeds on his property. The timepiece belonged to the robber teenagers. The attacker had apparently dropped the item while fleeing after abandoning the stolen car on the night in 1957. Lots of leak work. Police traced the gun's serial number to a seer in Shreveport, Louisiana, which recorded the buyer name as G.D. Wilson. The gun, the last expensive one on the store, is carried, cost $25.95. Was that like expensive in the back days? Like, if y'all know that, let me know in the comments. To me, I don't know anything about guns, but to me that don't seem that expensive. Investigators discovered that a George D. Wilson had rented a room in a YMCA near the Sears stores, but he'd given a fake address in Florida. Police spent years checking up on every George D. Wilson they could find, but none panned out. The case even made a 1958 issue of True Detective magazine, which appealed to the public for help catching those called Lover Lane's Bandit, although Bandit sounds like a rather light suggestion of his crimes. But that and other media efforts never yield a visible suspect. Confronted by his past, then in 2002, a woman told El Segundo police that her late uncle had bragged about killing 2 police officers. It turned out to be a dead end, but a kickstart investigated in the case again. Investigators used their newly available Atom 10 fingerprint identification system, also known as AFIS, to run the fingerprint from the teenager's stolen car. Popped the name of General Fitton Mason, a prosecutor's retired who lived in South Carolina. His written matched the signature on the YMCA in Sears records. Police who surveilled him for weeks and observed him playing golf with friends and join other innocence divisions finally knocked on his door on January 26, 2003. Depending on which media account you read, his response was utter disbelief, denial, and innocent or cockiness. His jaw dropped to his knees. Officer Dan McClure told the Times of Stafford, Louisiana. Yet different publications said Mason's attitude was basically, "Why are you bugging me for that now?" Another article described Mason as acting as though he didn't understand why they suspected him, but he immediately spoke of getting a lawyer once the lawman materialized his house, one source said. Journey Fitting Mason had made a small fortune by buying and selling, operating a gas station and convenience store. According to the Times of Shreveport, he was living quietly in Columbia, the same South Carolina city where he was born on January 34th of 1934. He had served 8 years in jail for burglary in 1956, but had not other criminal record whatsoever. The Army verdict was ensconced in a comfortable suburban trade with his wife, Betty Claire Blackmon Mason. The New York Times reported the couple had 2 daughters and 3 grandchildren. A neighbor told the New York Times that the law must have the wrong man. Why would it forget getting live out in the open as he had done for years in South Carolina? A friend told CBS that the 3 revelations were flabbergasting. Jerry Mason, Wistrich, daughter of the accused killer and rapist, would later tell People magazine that she could not have a better father. According to an LA Times account, Mason was generally fellow who checked upon neighbor windows and was always willing to lend them a hand with the man traditional chores, painting, mailbox, or fixing an electric leash. Dawson Season, who had lived next door to Mason for 30 years, told the media that the 2 of them played each other out when one needed to cut down investment trees or renewable his garage. "If he hadn't been for him, I wouldn't have no garage like this," Session told the Associated Press. Mason went bowling regularly and was an above average player. After his arrest, he was detained at Columbia faculty, but in limited returned to Los Angeles County to face his judge. Officers that had been around for 20 years came in walking on canes. Assistant Director Attorney Darren Levin told a CBS. Back bears evidence. Also in attendance was Harvard Speaks, the investigator who had lifted the fingerprint off the steering wheel of the stolen car back in 1957. In March 2003, General Mason, who had a bullet-shaped wound in his back thanks to the dying Richard Phillips, plead guilty 2 counts of murder. It's not clear why he didn't face any charges for rape. He teared up while apologizing for his actions, saying that he didn't fit in his life, and he didn't know why he did. Mason would later characterize the crime spree as a baffling anomaly, but he is certainly prepared for it like a pro with the surgeon tape, a flashing in a gun, and a hand pistol. Mason said he had the gun only for safety while hitchhiking, and that he ended up in the lover lanes while drifting. He said he didn't remember when he raped the girl. He also tried playing the unhappy childhood card illegally that he had never. Sorry, guys. Card illegally that he had never had a normal family life. Although he had two brothers who attended his hearing in South Carolina, according to the LA Times. "Sorry, fella, the families of his victims didn't feel a whole lot of sympathy for the guy. You cowardly act shattered our lives forever," said Carlin Phillips, the daughter of Rich Phillips said. "You caused our mothers to become a widow with 3 babies to raise alone." The court honored Mason's request to serve his sentence in South Carolina so he could be closer to his wife and children. Mason lost a 2009 bid for parole in January 22, 2017. He died of natural causes in prison, never having quite explained how he rehabbed himself into a law-abiding neighborhood and family man in the 46 years since he left trauma and tragedy in his wake. This is all for the post. Until next time, cheers. So I got this, I found this this is from Forensics Files Now, and this is where I got the information from. It's so crazy how someone that you grew up around and saw around, and then you find out all these things. Like, would you ever believe someone that you know committed a crime like back then? Would you would you believe if the cop told you or the detective told you, yeah, no, he killed two people or killed cops back? Like, I don't know how people do it. I couldn't live with myself knowing that I committed a crime. Like, I couldn't do it. Like, I could not go living my life, my normal life, knowing that I did something like in my old days. Like, I would have been just, I'm like, yeah, I did it. I couldn't do it. But yeah, guys, that is it for today. I hope you like this story. I will be back with a new story, and I can't wait to see you.